All right, I'm gonna
Go.
turn your.
Hello! Welcome everybody to the Molo360 podcast. I'm here with Wizard of Loneliness. Woo!
I'm gonna turn your volume down.
Okay.
I got you. Okay. I had you at 200%, which I think
200.
200.
Wow.
195 is the correct number there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, test that. Okay, we're good.
How's it going? How's your day?
What is it? 8? Almost over. The day's almost over.
Yeah. Can't wait to just sleep. So, I wanted to ask you something. I actually...
Wizard picture.
What?
Where'd you get that wizard picture on? I just looked at the Twitch stream.
I got it. Oh my god, this is literally pertaining to my first question that I have for you about Nathan for you.
An Amazon stock image.
Yeah. I looked up Nathan for you, Wizard of Loneliness, and I found this. It was on a t-shirt, so I had to snip it, and then...
And the colors changed.
Yeah, and then I chroma keyed that shit so it would look cool.
Guess his face was too green. Got
Yeah.
some of that.
He got so sad. His face turned green. He was so lonely. So yeah, my first question is, so in an episode of Nathan for You, this guy says that Nathan for You is a wizard of loneliness, and then I like messaged you about it, and I want to clarify here on stream, is that where you coined the name?
There's two places people usually ask where it's from. That's the correct one. That is just to set it straight. That is the right one. It's the private detective episode of Nathan for You. And that was like, I think maybe I haven't said this anywhere, but this name is like the only thing I have from. I used to live in a house, like a show house, with a bunch of people, and we didn't really share very much, except for they let me use their audio system all the time. Actually, that's a lot of sharing, but we didn't share time. We didn't really spend time together. And one of the few times that we did hang out, they introduced me to Nathan for You. And so I was like, oh, well, I don't need to hang out with you guys anymore. Just religiously. So that is where the name is from. The other place is a movie from the 80s, which is not that great. Although from Back to the Future is in it, but still not a great movie.
So don't watch it. Is that
Yeah. Worth it.
Yeah, waste of time. But Nathan for You is great. I watched that with my boyfriend, and it's hilarious. That guy does the weirdest shit. And I love how awkward he is. Like,
yeah. He had like a show on Canadian television before the on Comedy Central, and that's good too. Pretty much anything he's in, really, really funny. So yeah, good guy, and he hasn't done anything to get himself canceled yet. So that's a wholesome role model there.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yet.
Do you think you're gonna get canceled?
No,
Ever?
I don't think I'm gonna get canceled. People are the only thing I think I do that's like a little bit on the, what do you call it, the saucy side, is the SoundCloud comments I leave for people. I write fan fiction on people's SoundCloud.
What?
Yeah. Well, this is every month. I have. I think probably Randy talked to you about this. You talked to him earlier this week or Sunday or something. And every month we do a thing where we flip samples as a competition. It's called Free Samples, and everybody makes a song and submits it. And then, as part of my ritual for it, I submit my song, and then I look at the stream of songs, and then I can't wait. Canceled. Yeah. So as soon as I finish my song, I always take till the last minute too. And then it's a mad dash. I'm like, all right, where are the other people's songs? And I start with the first one chronologically that got posted, and I write the filthiest fan fiction
Oh my
I can
God.
think of. It's like I'm already burnt out from working 3 hours on a song, and that's when I find my creative juices for writing just some real heinous stuff.
Can you give us a little taste?
Some classic characters at this point. If anybody remembers Miltor and Vaniltor, that was on a flip we did for, I want to say, it was the Halloween one. There was murder and romance in that one.
Yum.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the most recent one is a story about Magilla Gorilla.
Magilla Gorilla.
Yeah, an old Cartoon Network. I think he's a Hanna-Barbera thing.
Oh my god.
And
I know that show.
Mr. Peebles wants to kill him, and Magilla loves him, and so someone slips on a banana peel and shoots themselves. Very dramatic, very dramatic. So I'm just sitting there laughing while I write those things.
Oh my god.
Randy gets more and more annoyed because he has to read them out loud. That's really why I do it. It's like, as much as I like writing it, I love listening to Randy try and read this like this sick fever dream of fan fiction that I write down. I'm like, yeah, read it.
Yeah.
Long answer, or that's the only thing that I think could ever. That's everything else is wholesome. I think my image is pretty wholesome.
Aside from your naughty fan fiction, I need to read that.
I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend you do.
Have you got into any tentacle stuff?
No. Oh wait. Yes, there was one on a Halloween one where a gelatinous monster attacked. What's that song? It's like Halloween. Is it Jan Brett? No. Who's that Canadian singer that does the like cringy music?
Justin Bieber.
Oh, that's horror in a different meaning.
Yeah.
I'll find it later. But anyway, yeah, there was some slime action in that one. I don't think any tentacles.
Well then, I'm not interested. I'm only interested in tentacle fan fiction.
Yeah, I gotta work different niches here so I can. And that's where I really want my audience to grow, in the erotica that I write.
Wow, awesome. Well, besides Wizard of Loneliness, have you had any other aliases?
Yeah, in high school I had one. When I first learned how to use, I used Acid Music Studio, or was it called that? Acid Music Studio. It's like a Sony product, and I thought I was like the only person I went to a small school and they put up with me, I guess. I was like, I'm the only person who knows how to loop music. I didn't have any loops, so I just used loops of classical music. And so the alias I did for that was like, what was it called? Pickle Pirate 89. That was the name of it.
Wow.
And then when someone pointed out, I was like, hey, it's a weird name. Pickle Pirate, like it. I guess they thought it was like some sort of innuendo, but I didn't think it was. I was in 8th grade. I didn't think it was.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Pickle Pirate. Interesting. Did you ever want to be a pirate or something?
Sadly, I don't know if this is too old for people. There was this in high school, mid 2000s. There was this annoying trend of people talking about pirates and ninjas. I don't know if anybody in the chat remembers that. That sucked. That's why I changed I was like, people are talking about pirates too much. They're gonna think I like that. I'm in on that kind of trend of talking about pirates and ninjas. So I changed after that. No interest in being a pirate at all.
But you like pickles a lot?
I do. Yeah, they're okay. I mean, what are you gonna read into that?
I don't know.
I can bite them, suck on them. I love pickles. Yeah.
I don't like pickles, but I'm a pickle hater. So what works of art, like music, anything that's like a work of art that influences you a lot and fuels your like creative work?
I don't know. I like music. That's a stupid answer. Let me do that again. Okay, so what influences me?
Mm-hmm.
I think the earlier you go back in the music I've made, the more I used to wear like the things that influenced me on my sleeve. Like it was almost entirely samples from like anime. I was really trying to do kind of Nujabe's kind of music,
Mm-hmm.
Nujabe's MF Doom beats. And I was really just like, I want to do that. I want to be making that exact type of music. But the more I started using these older samples, and I found that I like doing more of the digging for songs. So I started collecting vinyl, and I found that the stuff I ended up buying took me in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
So like on the earlier stuff, it's like real obvious that I was just trying to rip off or what do you call it, ape Jabez. But um, now I don't know what influences me so much. I think the instruments I guess I choose is
Mm-hmm.
like when I think a lot of people are like this when they find a sound that they like, they're like, all right, I'm gonna work in this sound, and that's gonna be what guides this album. So yeah, DJ Shadow is great too. I used to back when I did um, stuff. I used to just sit up and listen to introducing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Fill in whatever you want for stuff.
I was actually gonna ask about when you create your music or your albums, do you revolve that around a concept and I guess a sound or like what? Yeah, like do you
Yeah,
revolve it?
and I'll let you just stumble on that.
I was I stumble all the time.
First, I want to answer. Somebody was saying using pickle juice as bathwater. Well, brine,
Ooh.
you can make brine. It's and you usually do make it in large quantities, so it's not too outlandish an idea. What was your stupid question? No, just
Oh
I
my
remember. I
god.
remember. I remember it. Yes, the answer to your question is yes.
Mm-hmm.
I almost always have some sort of idea of what I want it to be centered around. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think you have in the background playing the Animal Crossing one. I'm really big on themes.
Mm-hmm.
I like to pick a theme and then try and work whatever creative new stuff that I'm doing into that theme. I really like kind of working within a boundary that I set for myself, and then kind of like expanding to whatever I can fill that boundary with. So I find that makes me happiest with what my music is. It really fills the vibe I want by setting that. I want it to fit within the Animal Crossing world. I want it to fit within Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do that a lot. That's my bread and butter.
Have you ever? Whoa. Um.
I've
Okay,
done
so
it.
you're an avid like book reader. You read a lot.
Yeah,
Have you
that
ever
bastard
used?
Mandy never read Lord of the Rings. I
Damn,
was
calling
listening.
him out.
That guy doesn't read books. I knew that. Man's dumb as a rock. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
I'm just kidding.
god.
All right, don't make too much of it. All right, he's a genius. There. Now you don't know what to. I'm just kidding. Randy, I know, doesn't like reading books, and once you get out of school, he has the exact right opinion that once you get out of school, if you're not forced to read books and you don't like reading books, you don't have to. So,
Mhm.
but I do like books. I just don't have it. I never have any time to really read them.
Have you ever used a concept from a book to create like an album, or do you want to do that?
Mm, no, I don't think I do. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. Every once in a while, when I'm really struggling with lyrics on these newer songs that I'm working on, I
Mhm.
grab the same book over and over again, which is, what is it? It's over here. The Wide Sargasso Sea. I really like just reading little snippets of it, and then I get kind of inspiration for it. I don't know if it really shows up in my music, but that kind of gets me in a good mindset. I like the rhythm of that writing. So, oh, somebody said my cat's. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Your adorable cat is in the back. Aww. Your fit is amazing tonight, by the way. Like, I love that shirt.
Oh, sorry.
Huh? sorry.
So, I'm sorry I took my boots off. They were part of the ensemble.
Yeah, it was a beautiful ensemble.
Yeah, I was actually the reason the lights and stuff are up. I'm recording something for a set that's coming out soon. I think. I hope
Ooh.
if I finish it.
Where's it gonna be?
Well, this I have a couple different setups. This is the setup for just recording the audio. I have this running out into the camera audio.
Mm.
And I want to. It was raining today. I want to do some more outside filming. Yeah, I'm really excited to do more stuff outside as it gets more spring-ish.
Is it warm yet, or is it still cold?
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Mm.
Can we see the feed from the other cam? Point it. That's my ass cam, Disco. Can't you like? That's pointed at.
Oh my god.
That's literally while I'm on my computer, I need to make sure I can see my own ass at all times.
What? Really? Wait, like that's a real thing?
I don't know if you're serious. If you do that,
I mean,
sure. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, it is.
I have to see my ass crack at all times.
I gotta admire it.
Do you use your ass crack as inspiration for your erotica?
No, I don't really write that much ass stuff in the erotica. If anybody
shame.
wants to fact check that, I don't really do that.
Damn,
it's
your
more
ass is that
it's not
long.
hard to do stuff. I just make,
Mm-hmm.
Genuine.
I mean, speaking about Randy and all that, I actually had a question. I was like, do you actually like 3D Blast, Discoholic, and Christ and that crew?
Turn off.
Or do you...
Yeah, they're hilarious. In a clown type way.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're really nice guys.
They're awesome.
I've gone along with a lot of people in the scene that I've talked to, and then when I talk to them, it's you're kind of abrasive. I find a lot of abrasive people out there, and it's I can get along with people like that, but with Christ and I keep having to remember what their artist name is. Christ, 3D Blast, and Discoholic. They're just really genuinely welcoming with their conversations. So yeah, I really like them. I really like them. They're
yeah, they seem like
SoundCloud comments to find out how much.
Ooh, I do need to read that then. I would love some of that stuff. Right. So you own a label called, I'm really bad at this, Hallucion Tapes.
Hallucione, yeah. That's
Hallucione Tapes.
Is
it different? Huh?
You could ask that ahead of time.
I could have, but I love doing live fuck ups.
I love I listened to your thing with Randy, and it's yeah, so here's a deep cut from something you said in middle school. I found you said, and then it's hey, so you own Halcyone? What the hell? That's all right. I'm okay with it.
Well, that is how you pronounce it. You're not like Josh. Okay. So I know you're also a teacher and you make music, obviously. How do you deal with all these professions, making music, owning your own label, and also being a teacher?
All right. Next album I put is on Halcyone Tapes. Okay. The question. I gotta be careful. These cats you're gonna see the green screen fall over on me.
If that happens, that would make great content.
Me getting. Oh, I'm nervous about that. Okay, your question. is how do I balance that stuff? I have it started out not working out really well. I had to kind of only do it on weekends for the label stuff, and now since I've gotten more into like, hey, I have to schedule everything every hour at work, it kind of bleeds into my home life as well, and I'm kind of like just really I don't know what the word is, regimented in terms of like I'll just sit and work on something. So I don't know. It's these are the only things I have going on right now. Like work, label. That's pretty much it. Sometimes and I sleep a normal amount. I'm not like a stay up all night kind of person, but
I am. Late nights with Molo.
Just crashing through floor. Hey Ron, hey Billy. You've been to my house. You know there's no Ron or Billy.
He crashes through the floor. Hey Ron. Hey Billy.
Hey Billy.
What does that even mean? Who's Billy?
There's no Billy.
There's no Billy.
Made that up.
Wow. And you also have a partner. I wanted to know how she or they like you making music and working
Oh, they
and
hate
stuff.
me.
Oh, they hate you?
They like music?
Yeah.
You talking about Billy or Ron? Which one? Amy is her name. We actually, when we got this place, like this was supposed to be our shared space, and after like a year, it was like, all right, I'm too annoying to be doing stuff around her. So I was like, well, I guess I'll like sequester myself up in the loft, and that's where I do my effing and jeffing. So she's okay with it from a distance.
She never gets involved.
She's been in a couple things. She was in my Pad Chennington block party set.
True.
She was the I don't remember what role she played. Somebody that was mad at me. Real stretch for her. Job.
That was hilarious. I loved that. I love your skits. They're amazing and so elaborate, and every time it's different. I love how much.
I would not sign on to do a project. That's it. Okay, I found. You ever have these nubs on your computer case and then they fall off and you're like, well,
no.
Whatever. What were you talking about? Yeah, they're great. Wait, what were you asking about?
I was praising you. I was just praising you about your skits and like your shows. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like doing skits. That's the. I mean, when I was in high school, my brothers and I would make movies all the time. Not all the time. We made like 10 or so. And I was not always the main character in the filming part, but I loved doing the editing part, and I loved doing like my brothers weren't into music, and so I would like put music as the background, the backing stuff. And that would be like exciting for me to like match film with that. So these URL shows and doing these sets has been like a nice return to that for me. Sometimes my brothers do help out. One of my brothers has been in a couple. Yeah, it's an extension of that. I've really enjoyed it.
I love the Animal Crossing one. That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever you dress up as a wizard, that's hilarious. Have you ever thought of like, I mean, you're pretty funny yourself. You come into the chats and on streams and you make your jokes. Have you ever thought of being a comedian?
Nah, not really.
No.
I think within music I'm funny. Within comedy I'm barely funny. I think two different like skill levels there. I love stand-up humor, stand-up comedy, and I love watching comedy, but I don't think I'm funny enough, and I don't have any material. Like I don't have any stand-up stuff. Although I am gonna do some stuff for the 3D Blast is canceled thing, and that's been tough. So it's been like, oh, this is jokes. Writing jokes are hard. Like, because even if I don't think it's funny, some people might think it's funny, and I don't know what is actually funny. Although looking funny is easy to get laughs from. So like me dressing up as something, it's always like easy to entertain that way. That's more where my skill is. And I don't think that's what stand-up comedians do. They don't just get up and go, wait for me, I'm going to change into this. You're going to love it. And then they come out and people just laugh for 5 minutes. They're like, wait for this next one.
Well, that's what YouTubers do. They just do skits like Smosh and I don't know who else, but yeah.
You could have made that up. I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Smosh is? That's fine. You don't need to know. They're old anyways, outdated.
That makes me feel better. If they're old and outdated and I still don't know.
Yeah. Back to your label. When you recruit people, how do you go about it? Do you contact them or they contact you?
It's half and half. I get people messaging me on Twitter a lot, and the ones that I'm like really, really passionate about, like if they haven't, not everybody contacts me, obviously, but if I really like that, I usually look for people on SoundCloud, and then I write something perverse in their comments, and then I don't do that for people I'm courting as musicians. But I'll just message them on SoundCloud, which is a terrible way of getting in contact with artists. And then but for my speed, it's good because like a month later, when they finally check their SoundCloud messages, they're like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind putting out a tape or something. So yeah, I reach out to half of them, and then half of them reach out to me. And and then I just message them on Twitter. That's usually where I do everything.
Have you had any like difficulty with artists or anything?
Yeah, when they say I suck and I'm not gonna do it, they're like, no, you suck. I'm not gonna sign on.
Wait, seriously?
No. Nobody's that rude.
Yeah, that would be really like you could cancel them. Like,
why? They didn't. I mean, I feel like it's within any artist's right to be like, you suck. I'm not gonna do.
You're right.
If somebody did that, I'd be like, oh, okay. I'm not gonna be like mad at them.
Yeah.
That's never happened though. The only difficult thing that really happens is if honestly, the only thing that's difficult about it is if the album doesn't do well, I guess. I find it difficult walking that landmine field of like, saying, okay, well here, adjusting expectations, goals for selling. So like I could think, and it's weird, like the ones I'm not sure that are going to succeed end up selling out really quick, and then the ones that I like put my heart and soul into, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great, you're going to love this release, and then they're really happy with it, and then like 5 people buy it, and it's like, whoa, I misread that, I guess. And it has no difference between like somebody putting a ton of time into the production and somebody just like, I was gonna say whipping something out, like throwing something together. Like some of the ones that have been thrown together just were really popular, and some of the ones that people obviously went to like school for production and music design, or music, they don't do so well. It's hard to tell.
Like, why do you think that is? Like, do you think people like simple beats or something? Like,
I don't know. Somebody figure that out for me.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'll only pick the winners then.
Yeah, we need someone to look into the psyche of what is it called? The demand.
The money. I want the money. Okay. Tell me where the money is.
We need to know what to supply for the demand.
Yeah. That's I can demand all day, but when it comes to supplying people with what they want, that's where I misstep.
What do you prefer, running a label or producing your own music?
I like them both differently, I guess. I love making music. That's how I got started putting out music, is like I was like, sent stuff to a couple people, and then I didn't hear back quick enough. And when you're a starting musician, like a week is not quick enough. So after a week, I was like, oh, nobody likes it. I'll put it out myself. And then I bought a double deck, tape deck. Just started my own crappy dubs, and like after that I was like, oh, this isn't that hard, and I didn't even realize they sounded like absolute trash. And I was like giving them away. I was making hand cut collages from National Geographics, and I was like telling people from high school and college, and I was like, please accept my tapes, take them for free, like I'll meet you and we'll get sushi and I'll give you a box of tapes, like,
and share them around.
Yeah, I was like, just, I don't care if you share it, just tell me if you like it. And so I would give, at that point I had already put out like 3-4 albums on my own label, and I was like, who cares, as long as I have a somewhat legitimate storefront on Bandcamp and I'm putting these things out, like that's legit enough for me. And the more I've gone on with it, like the more professional it's gotten. And so that side of it, from a DIY perspective, I like that side of it. It's like really like building something from the ground up. And then on the production side of music, like that's my creative outlet for things that I want to make, that I hear when I'm kind of like planning out a song, and then I'm like, okay, I can make that happen. So that's more of like a creative outlet. I don't know, fulfilling in different ways, I guess.
Wow, that's interesting. How long have you been owned your label? Like, when did that start?
220. It's the year 221. It's 2021. I don't even know if I have any of those collage tapes left. But that would have been before I graduated. So that would have been 2000. I want to say late 13, early 14, 2014. It was spring of 2014, I think. Yeah, so like 6 or 7 years.
Oh wow.
6? Yeah.
Wow. So you've been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah, and surprisingly I haven't gotten very good.
Oh, it's
No quote, it should be 10,000 hours. I've put in my 10,000 hours. Why am I not good at this yet?
I'm sure you're great at it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're doing amazing, sweetie. So the year of the year.
About name recognition.
What?
Nothing. Forget.
Wait, what? Okay, I'll forget it. It's fine. The year of the year. I wanted to ask this because the album art's interesting to me. Where you transform into a MIDI controller pad, I believe. Yes.
I was looking at that art today. I go back and look at my art because I'm a narcissist, and I go back and look at my art, even though I didn't make that one. My brother, who does designs for Yeti, his artist name is Minola. He did that one, and I just told him like, hey, here's me, and I sent him a picture of me, and then I sent him a picture of the MIDI controller. I was like, can you animorph me into this? And I think I had to bother him for like a month. I was like, come on, how hard could it be? He's like, it's not that it's hard, I don't want to do it. I was like, oh, come on, it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be great. And afterwards he was so nonplussed about it. He's like, here's what you asked for. And I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And he's like, okay, leave me alone now.
It is really great. I love it. I was gonna ask, like, what's the meaning? Is it like, you were once human, but now you're just a machine that makes music?
Hell no. I just want to be an animorph. That's it. Yerks are the evil creatures in Animorphs, and and it was the year that I spammed my brothers and I sent them text messages, a lot of Animorph stuff. So I was like, it's the year of the Yerk, baby, and I decided to call it that. No hidden meaning there. It's just it's what I wanted for myself.
Just to be what was it? An Animorph?
Yeah, Animorph.
Yes.
Yeah.
Discoholic here says, have we already talked about Wiz's new DJ gear? Do you want to talk about your DJ gear?
I don't know there's not much to say about it.
Really?
Fun.
You don't want to
It's
say
fun.
it's my spicy, sexy bitch over here. I love this DJ gear. Oh my god, I rhymed.
I'm not gonna. Some might say that, but I wouldn't. I don't know. It's just a tool I'm still getting used to it from doing the stuff I have my mic plugged into now is the leftovers of my old DJ setup, which is a mixer and then 2 turntables, and I used digital vinyl control. So I use Tractor for that. And now like I got the impression that that's kind of not what a lot of venues want, which is like, and I know we're not doing venues right now, but they don't want you to show up with like 50 pounds of gear and be like, where can I plug this ground cable in? Excuse me. Like, they don't want that. So I had to get something a little bit more in line with, here, I can bring this and just plug in just the... excuse me, the ground cable. Yeah, I didn't want to do that, so... And I got the feeling that it was like kind of more of a novelty than... Like, everybody was like, oh, wow, you're still doing that. And it was like the, oh, wow, you're doing it. But then that part still stood out to me. Like, yeah, I'm still doing this. So, yeah, I'm happy. I was just practicing earlier tonight, so it's really fun.
It seems to me like you're very open to, like, criticism and you take it in a helpful way. Would you agree?
From most people, yeah. Sometimes it hurts. My grandmother, I gave her a vinyl record recently, and the only compliment she had was about the artwork, which was not my artwork. So I was like, great, that's your other grandson. That's the other one. And she's like, oh, I found the beats repetitive. What a jerk.
What?
Yeah, so everybody... But, you know what?
Your grandmother is so...
Right. I think she was right.
No.
Yeah, you're right. She's right. I'm not gonna say. Then people are gonna go back and go, "Oh, his grandmother's right."
No.
I'm not gonna say because it still has stock. I'm not gonna tell you what one, and it's definitely not gonna sell.
Oh my god.
I'll give you a hint. It's not on Halcyone.
Wait. Okay. Is that? Wait. How do you pronounce it? I need to know now. Okay. I'll believe you. Also with Divine Beats, your album art is like, it gave me like Full Metal Alchemist vibes. Like, it's really... Did you make that or did your brother make that?
My brother made that one too.
God damn it.
I made everything. Anything you like about my work is probably my brother.
No. Okay, I wanted to also break down home office romance. I have a lot of questions about this.
Yeah.
A lot of just like whatever question. So I'm gonna start with the first song, Cloudy Water Cooler. First, why is the water cloudy? Why is it cloudy? That was my question.
I'm gonna guess because there's imbalance of minerals in it. I'm gonna guess it.
But that's good for you.
I really just thought, oh, water cooler, that's office inspired, and then I was like, cloudy sounds good. Water can be cloudy, right? So I changed it to cloudy water cooler. The original track name was just water cooler. That's the answer you're looking for.
Why did you choose that to be the first song, and does placement in albums matter?
Does the order of the songs, or does the placement of songs in albums?
Yeah, like the order. Because I know, like, I mean, just to reference my chem, like how in like their albums it has like a story, and you mentioned concept. So interested, is it like, you know, does it have a specific order?
The track titles kind of suggest that there is an order, but really the order is I do a lot of. I kind of just try and think about it. Well, if I were going to play it back to back, what's the best? That's so stupid. What a dumb answer. I think about how it will be played the way it should be played, and I put it in the order I like. No. Okay, so the order that I put it in, I try to group songs by the vibe that they have, and so you're never like when I have the more like echoey, darker stuff in the I forget what I retitled the track. The original title of it was Jungle. Let me see the actual title that I get, because I it's weird on my computer, and when I DJ on mine, I don't have the updated song titles. So like when I'm looking through I have like at this point I have like 800 songs. So I'm like, what was that one called? Oh, Cloudy Water. No, that's not it. Water Cooler. So I have to like look for the name that I actually gave it. And yeah, so that one, what was it called? On the original, it was called Jungle.
Oh wow.
Romance.
I like Cloudy Water Cooler. It's a good name.
I usually put my favorite song first too. Like it's not what I think is the best song, but it's like my favorite, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. In terms of order,
I love the whole album. I love like it's a little funky, a little chill. That's awesome and relaxing. I was listening to it today while I was driving, and it's like really nice to like just like sit down and listen to.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
That sounded really dismissive.
What is this? What do you mean?
No, I'm saying. I don't know okay, the song I was talking about is called Overtime. Jungle Zone is like a darker song, so it's towards the end. The listening to it in the car, that's how I usually try and listen to my music, which is weird because it's called Home Office Romance, and it was meant to be like played at home, but I've listened to it much more in the car. So
I listen to all my music. Like if I'm really listening to something, I listen to it in the car.
Usually the car speed, I mean, being surrounded with the sound kind of gives you especially since car stereos, I mean, the standard car stereo, like if you play it in your car, it's closer to what other people are going to hear because they're probably going to play it in their car. So it's a good kind of equalizer. Something that sounds, good at home on your headphones might not sound that good at all on the car speakers. So I have a lot of like work in progress ones where I like take it to the car, listen to it kind of thing. I think a lot of producers kind of have that kind of method of I didn't publish it just yet. I'm going to listen to it in the car and see if there's something missing from the mix.
Oh my god, yes. Blashy, who I interviewed on here, he does that where he like listens to it on cassette, listens to it in different, forms, and that's how he judges if it's like finished or not. And that's awesome. It's interesting.
Right now I'm I think it's a stage of production at this point for a lot of people. Right now I'm at the car stage of production for the next album that I have. It's done. It's not it's a car test certified classic, Disco said. I think I have I also do that to figure out the track order too, like see what would I want to listen to if I were sitting there in the car. So I'm at that stage for the next album. It's all the songs I think are good production wise, and I'm just like kind of figuring out what the best flow for it is. So yeah, I'm almost done with my next album, and I'm waiting on the art, and then I'm going to be completely done, I think.
When do you think you're going to release it?
April, I think.
April.
Pretty sure it's April. It's
going to be born in Taurus season. Because Zodiac? Yeah. So replace toner. Was that a reminder to replace the toner in your printer? These are like all like crazy questions.
That's just the thing that I mean, working in a building, you do have to deal with that with the printer. Even if it's a newer printer, they all use some sort of ink or toner.
Mm-hmm.
And the original title for that was called "You Could Be on the Cover of a Wheaties Box." I don't remember why I changed it to "Replace Toner." I remember now. Title was too damn long. I couldn't fit it on the album. Right? I was like, this takes up more than a line. I was mad. I was like, replace toner, whatever. That's Office stuff.
So you base the whole thing off like Office stuff. I mean, I do see that. I see it now.
Do you remember?
Huh?
Do you know what the third track is called? Because it's not.
Yes.
I can't see it's not. What's that one called?
Gatorade in the 90s.
Well, that actually is the same. Okay. I don't know why I kept that one. Because that doesn't have to do with being in an office right now.
No. Or like, I don't know what Chat Room Diva would have to do. Unless.
Chat Room Diva is just. I was thinking about how sometimes when I'm at work, I'm really not working. I'm just being a bitch online. That's you. Chat Room Diva was just me thinking about. I was like, I know I should be working right now, but I am on Twitter being a diva, and so I just changed it to Chat Room Diva. That was the actual original name for that one too.
Nice. And goodbye Pikachu Cloud. Is that like sitting and looking at the clouds in the office?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it is. Sometimes I'm just like in between work, and I just like I'm right by this giant window, and it's over the whatever you call it, industrial complex that the building I'm in is in, and I get to look over the parking lot, and then there's a pretty wide vista of office buildings and the sky. So yeah, I just imagine. Sometimes I see some fun-shaped clouds. And I wrote down once that I saw one that looked like Pikachu. I guess its head. I don't really remember it that well. I just remembered I wrote it down. So.
Oh, that's cool. Are you fond of Pokemon?
What's Pokemon?
Oh my god. You're terrible. You know... you know that kid show from the 90s?
No, I mean, I've played it. I don't really care for it that much. It's okay.
Yeah, I like Pokemon Go. That was cool.
I like what do you call it? Like Shin Megami Tensei, adult Pokemon.
Ooh.
It's pretty much the same thing. Catch monsters, you use them to fight, but with religious undertones.
Oh, religion. Ew. I'm sorry. I'm going through a religion journey right now myself. No.
With your parents?
Yes.
They're not happy with your decision?
No. Yeah. Not at all.
Probably not the only one.
Yeah.
Decision.
What?
Nah, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
They're old, right?
Yes, they're old.
They reach their golden years where they're like, unless they're super stubborn, they're gonna reach that time where they're like, listen, just admit you were wrong and we'll forgive you. So you got that to look forward to.
Yeah, that's kind of sounded like a Rick and Morty like voice. That was really good.
My real voice.
Huh?
That's my real voice.
No, you
This is a fake one.
You did a little bit of a tone difference there. You know, like just a little bit. I'm sure you did a little tiny.
I was like, that was not the voice.
No. Oh, about your voices, the different accents you do. I actually watched your, I listened to your Private Suite podcast, and you did a little accents on there. You did like an English accent. That was cool. How many accents can you do? Like,
I love doing accents. Whenever I hear a good one, I try to imitate it almost immediately. I'm like, oh, I could do that. I'm pretty aware of like, okay, I have this kind of range, and I love the way this sounds perverted, but I love the way that talking like different people makes your like the back of your throat and your mouth kind of like feel like a different muscle structure almost.
Mhm.
So like it's like you have to position your palate the right way for certain things. So I really find that interesting. So I do voices all the time.
Me too. I literally like whenever
Alright,
I'm gonna do
you're
it.
supposed to name all the voices then.
Yeah, do it. Oh, can
No,
you
what?
do some of the voices? I'm gonna do mine. This is my only one. I can only do an English accent.
I want to hear that. What was that? British?
Yes, this is my British accent. It's poor, but it's what I can do. I don't know.
East End or poor as in quality?
Poor in quality.
Yeah. Okay, so you're like doing Great Expectations British there.
Yeah, well, like
Oh.
Keira Knightley was my inspiration. I used to want to be her.
She's more, yeah, it's like a posh type of dropping the consonants though. Like hers is purposeful, not like some cockney slumlord who just drops every beginning of the word.
Exactly.
But yeah, I like doing voices. That was okay. That was an okay British accent.
Thank you. I know it sucked and you're being nice,
Let me
but thank
let me
you.
just write something in the chat. There we go. Whoops.
That's you're so, like
I gotta look more at what the chat's saying instead of just looking for what I said.
you're so honest. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what we at Halcyone take pride ourselves on. Gotta have honesty and integrity.
Yes. Sure, I guess. Anyways, back to dissecting your album, Home Office Romance, glossy versus matte. Which
Controversial.
which is it? Yeah, which do you choose though? You go first.
Okay, I started as a matte man, but now I'm a glossy girl.
I'm a matte girl.
Wow, that
Yeah.
didn't work because that's not alliteration. You could say a matte mistress.
Okay, matte mistress.
Matte man.
Matte
Matte
man. Matte mittens. What?
Mittens, I didn't say that.
I heard mittens because I am deaf. I don't know.
Yeah. There's Matt in yours. Drinking the cloudy water.
Too much cloudy water.
That title is just literally when you buy paper for printing stuff for my label, like I've been really liking types of glossy paper. So I collect different types of paper to see what works best. I'm always on the lookout for like different types of paper. I got some nice rice paper recently, and yeah. So I used to print everything on matte. All the earlier Halcyone tapes are on matte. They're all flat colors, and like it looks more. Is that mine or is that yours?
That's my cat. My cat is.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like one of my cats.
Yeah, no, she's very loud. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I thought it was my cat's. What time is it? She's not going to be loud for another hour. Yeah, so that song title is literally just about paper types that I like. I mean, they're the main ones, right?
That's interesting. That. You know, that makes sense though. Whenever I get like tape or anything, I do like the shine. Like, you know, Pacific Plaza came out with like holographic stuff. I think that is cool. I do, when it comes to that stuff, I prefer glossy. I'll be a glossy gal for that. But I like matte cars and stuff. That's what
yeah, they are cool. I've been looking at. No, I haven't. I don't know. I'm just trying to build off of what you said, but I got nothing there.
Yeah.
You like matte cars.
Yeah.
Just gonna reiterate what you said.
All right, let's move on. Pictures from
Move on.
summer
That album
vacation.
sucks. I don't want to talk about that album anymore.
I love that album.
It's never gonna happen again. Never gonna. That album was a one-off. I did want to say that was an experiment of me trying to add Wizard of Loneliness type beats to the utopian virtual kind of like sample-free, just synths, me playing the synth. So that was me really trying to get something out of that form, and I liked it. But I've moved on from that kind of songwriting. So all the stuff on the newer album is like, okay, well, I'm off of that sound palette or sound plan or whatever, and I'm more onto like different instrumentation. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm ever going to go back to that.
That's
sound.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's okay. You know, I love growth. I don't know.
Let's hope that it's in the right direction. It could be a regression for the next one.
Yeah. Well, I know whatever you have cooking is probably amazing. So recently you released a single called Money Bags. I'm obsessed with that shit. Excuse my language, but I'm obsessed. I listen to that over and over. And you sing in it, and
that's where those 5 plays came. I knew it was more popular than the other ones.
I really like that song. Do you plan on... Well, you did say you were making lyrics. Do you plan on incorporating a lot more singing into your music?
Yeah, so that was the first song that I was like, okay, switching off of the home office romance stuff. So that was the first one in that. And yeah, the next album is mostly that stuff. Like that's like singing and dancing and playing and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a continuation of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. What other music genres do you want to like incorporate into your music that you haven't already?
I mean, I didn't get into playing keyboard or you know, the MPC until after I'd already learned all these other instruments. So and on this new album, I add a lot more of the instruments I actually did more time on. So there's a lot more guitar on the next one. And more bass playing. So that's like, it's more of like actual instruments that I'm adding onto it. At first when I wanted to start doing music, I loved playing music with instruments, but I just had no way of recording it. I didn't have an interface. I didn't have any like method of multi-track recording. So I just had I had songs recorded in my loop pedal and that's the only way that those songs exist. It was me, like I had a loop pedal that had 4 tracks on it. And so I would record each part of the song into the loop pedal for the 4 different parts, and then I would save that loop, and then I would move on to the next one and play the next one. So then the song only exists in loop 1, loop 2, loop 3, loop 4, played in succession with me singing over it. So that was my original, that was the original impetus for making music, was I wanted to sing stuff in the first place. And it took me a really long time working back up to having production skills and the stuff I need to get back into doing that. Yeah, so I hope to incorporate more of that. I always really more liked, not like rock music, but like kind of more angular punk, goth, like rock type music.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping to go more in that direction. So let's see. Somebody asked, do I like Nocturne? Yeah, I can't wait to play the... I borrowed it from the library with my friend Alex Mooney back in high school, and he was like, oh, this is great. He wanted to use my library card, that little...
A little shader.
So he came over, and he's like... We borrowed it from the library, and and we started playing it. And at that time, I didn't think it was for me, and I was like, I think I'm gonna return this. And he's like, no, no, you're gonna keep it, and you're gonna invite me over for a couple more days. So like my first exposure to Nocturne was I didn't want to play it because I was like, oh, this is Pokemon, but with the monster battling and stuff. And then now I'm like, what was I thinking? I really love that game. How dark and kind of difficult it is. I don't think it's as difficult as everybody else says, but that's just because I'm a very, very patient person and I don't take many risks in RPGs. So like for me, I save often. I grind a little and save. Like I'm a very like, all right, we're gonna get through this kind of thing. I don't like to ever have a game over, so I'm a very cautious person. So that game worked for me. Yeah, hopefully that answers it. I really can't wait for the Switch edition to come out. I'm gonna get that as well.
Awesome. Also, Black Midi asked, did you ever enjoy? I mean, did you did you
Never enjoyed
enjoy?
anything.
Did you enjoy Fire Emblem Three Houses?
Yeah, I definitely did. You can tell what games I'm playing by what albums I release. So I definitely liked Breath of the Wild. I put an album out inspired by that. I liked Three Houses. I put an album out of that. That one I couldn't come up with a witty name. I was really like kicking myself for that. I was like, oh, what's a name I could use? Like Divine Beats is a playoff of Divine Beasts. But for that one, I was like, I can't think of anything that evokes the name, so I just called it Three Houses. Yeah, so that and Animal Crossing. I think I have a couple of them that are based off of video games like that. Yeah, I like that game.
I've never played Fire Emblem, and I want to, because like Smash Brothers, Roy.
Element of it.
Ursula Cartridges asked, Doom or Quake?
Doom or Quake? I like Quake more. That's the one that I played most on Dreamcast. I forget which one it was. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I love the concept of Doom, but I don't really enjoy the gameplay as much. I played Doom 2 a lot. My brother and I played through all of that. And I didn't, like, past level, I don't know, 20 or something. It was just like, okay, it's just more monsters at this point. So I like Quake more. I don't know. Gameplay is faster, I think, too. Path of Radiance and Self-Physical. Oh, if I had enough money for Path of Radiance. Fire Emblem, yeah. Self-Physicals for $200 each, yeah. Fire Emblem, before it got really popular with the DS games, was like, there weren't that many games that came out, and the GameCube ones are super expensive right now. I don't have them, and I don't think I'm ever going to get around to that.
Yeah, all these old games are getting like fucking expensive, and people are hoarding them forever.
I mean, as they should. I mean, but it's not like an investment. It's really just if you want to play them, like, and you don't like doing digital stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
I just want to ask the chat, because we're at our halfway point, to continue asking questions. And we're going to do a little bit of a tier list.
Are we?
Yeah, you asked for a tier list.
Oh, shut up. That's the...
Was that supposed to be a joke? I mean, not a joke, a secret. God damn it. You should have said...
I requested that we do something on your stream, yeah.
Oh my god, you should have said, keep it a secret! You should have said, keep it a secret.
I'm not going to tell you what to do on your own thing. Now I seem like I had a pushy rider, like when I was like, all right, I'll do it, but I get to call what tier list we do. Which is what it was, but...
So I made 2 tier lists. I made one derived of the, subreddit, all the subgenres. I'm gonna send it to you now.
Working on the album. You know I am. And you know this. Actually, I'm working on another one. I'm waiting on the art for the one, and the next... I have 2 albums done right now. And I'm just waiting on art. The one I have to do the art myself. The other one I'm waiting for the artist to get me the stuff. Anyway, that was a side thing.
Yeah. You go ahead. Just answer all the questions.
I am working on a new album, but it's pretty much done. 2 of the songs on the newer, even the newer one, the one that won't be released for a long time, I'm going to try and play at the end of my set for the Cancel 3D Blast thing.
Oh.
So,
is this the same one? No, they're different. All right, cool. I just sent you 2 tier lists. You decide which one. One is just the subgenre names, and then the other one is like songs.
That's not what it is. That's not what she sent me. These are nude pictures of Goofy.
You're not supposed to say that.
Well, you're gonna ask me to tier them and like.
No, that was not for the stream.
But,
that wasn't for the stream, Colin.
Oh, the other link you sent me. Okay.
Yeah.
How come this one's called it's /create/f this, but the word spelled out?
Wait.
Oh
no.
Seriously. I'm gonna pick the person. You know what? They've got less to lose. They're all in. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay. Wait. Okay, the first one. Got it.
Let me look at the second one too. Let me look at the second one. Oh, this one's got pictures. This is albums.
Yeah, this is albums.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I've listened to about 2/3 of these.
Mhm.
But the other ones I wouldn't be able to say. So like.
We're gonna go with the other one.
Yeah.
Got it.
The other one later, but it is a nice list. This is
I'm
like
glad.
just so people can see. The other list is like this is the hit list of vaporwave albums that have a chance of making it onto vinyl. So you got Macintosh Plus, got Equip, Macross, Manipool, is that Desired? Blank Banshee, Brains. Anyway, we're not doing that one. As interesting as it looks, I would put Eco Virtual at the first, I think. Anyway, I'm doing the other one while telling you I don't want to do that one. Okay, let's do the other one.
All right, we got this. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
I like this word art that they chose for it.
No, I did this.
Damn, I'm really glad you told me that before my next comment.
No, you're okay.
You said F this.
I literally was like...
You wrote that.
I did. I was like, okay, so I put like name placeholders.
This person didn't care.
I do. Okay, I like put placeholders sometimes, and I was like,
Black Midi said Goofy isn't even the 3rd hottest Mickey Mouse character, but I would still smash.
Okay, future visions. Let's go with that. Let's start. Oh wait, hold up. Did you just? Are we doing a question first? Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Go for it. Future visions. What are the rankings to you mean?
Okay, S is great of all, like greatest of all time. A is good or great, or B is good. C is it's okay, and D is terrible. D is just god awful. Like we hate that one.
I'm gonna be a straight shooter with you right here. Future visions. What the hell is that?
That is a subgenre that was in the subreddit, and okay, so here we go. I pulled up the subreddit.
Can't you see these names?
Yeah, Future Visions. Like Mallsoft, Future Visions takes the concept of the futuristic world of Vaporwave and brings it to life, placing you inside the world itself rather than alluding to it. The word vision is key, as it is one of the more cinematic forms of Vaporwave. I won't read this. Yeah.
Pretentious pop. What's an album that goes into that? You know what? F it. Sounds dumb.
D. It doesn't count.
Where is it? Yeah, I haven't listened to a single one of those. I'm sure they're great.
All right, late night lo-fi.
That one I do know of. I would put that one in the That's like a, hey, I have to really be in the mood for that.
So B.
B, yeah.
All right, now let's answer
That's
some
very-
questions.
That's like, you know how like if you want if you don't usually eat candy, but like you're like, I feel like eating candy, then you have to go out of your way to go to the store to get it because you really don't have any on hand.
Yeah.
That's late night lo-fi for me.
I like
Like-
late night lo-fi. I like it when I'm
B,
chilling.
that's respectable for something that I'm not always in the mood for.
No, I totally get it. No, I'm never always. I like what I'm usually in the mood for is like something that'll pump me up, like Future Funk over here, Vapor Trap. But late night lo-fi is like when I want to go to sleep. I love it, but it's like soothing.
You know, and I'm feeling like moving it down the more you describe it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Spite you.
All right. You want me to move it down?
Nah, but let that be a warning to you.
Okay.
Don't talk it up. Let it speak for itself.
Wow.
I hate Ursula's cartridge. Jizz. Cartridge. Ursula's cartridge jizz. No ocean grunge. I agree. Where's the early like C-punk type stuff here?
God.
I'm missing that. You made this, right?
I did. I was like, all right,
You were-
because you were like, you were like making an original one, and I'm like, oh,
Did I say that?
yeah.
Ooh. Sorry
And
about that.
and
I'm
I looked up like a subreddit of like, I'll show you guys the subreddit. I'll even post it in
In the
the
chat?
chat. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
There you go.
somebody said, "Don't feel bad telling an artist your music helps me fall asleep." Don't feel bad saying that. Honestly, I've gotten that a lot of times, and that's literally what I want. I listen to it with my cozy headphones on, and I fall asleep to my own music. So if that's their intention, then that's probably the best thing you could tell them. Like, I relax to your music. That's a huge compliment for some artists. So whenever I hear that from people, as long as they're not like, that put me to sleep, boring. Like, if they say that, then it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
well, you're a jerk.
Yeah.
But if it's a kind comment, then that's a good comment.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, and I like studying to it, or like just chilling.
Chill future visions to study to.
Yeah. VHS pop.
Let's look at the chart for this one, because I feel like I have changed what I thought that is.
Okay, it's an
Or
off.
something for it.
Huh?
Oh, did you send me the link of the thing?
Ooh, I put it in chat, but I will send you the link of it right now.
This isn't on the questions, but just saying, plantains are really good. Plantains are good. Highly rated. Can we put plantains on here?
Seriously, I love plantains. I would have to
Yes.
like go back into template creator or whatever. It's a lot of work.
Okay. We should have a vaporwave foods chart.
That would be really great.
VHS pop. Ooh, I have that one. Okay, yeah, I like this stuff. I'm gonna give it an A.
Ah, yes.
It's an A.
I love that. All right. I'm not seeing. Wait, is there a question? Well, Christ asked, "Are you working on a new album?" And you would say yes, right?
Sorry, what? I was too busy riffing.
Okay. I'm going back into chat to see questions. Christ asked, "Are you working on a new album?" That.
Yeah, after the one that I was talking about earlier, I have another one that I'm working on. I don't even know if I'm gonna release that one. It's a little too comedy.
I love comedy,
I don't think I want to release it. Okay.
but I love comedy.
Yeah, well, those songs are never coming out. I have albums that I've released for myself, just so we're clear on that. So if you go through my tape shelf, my cassette all my cassettes, you're gonna be like, "What the hell's that one?" And I'll be like, "Don't
No!
put that one in."
Stop it! Oh god.
I'll throw it down the stairs. Okay, what's the next one?
Future funk.
Future funk. Oh, good future funk is good. You know, like I've been listening to a lot of the stuff on Montaigne recently, and when the production is good and the kick drum doesn't sound like a wet fart being slapped across a racquetball court, then it's good. But sadly, a lot of future funk has bad compression. I'm gonna put it at a B.
At least A.
Listen.
Okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
asked
Okay,
me.
yeah, no, yeah. I did ask you.
Hey, there might not be an S tier. I'm saying it right here. There may not be.
Oh my god.
I have one I think will be, but I'm not gonna give it away just yet.
All right.
Just go with something really.
Oh yeah, I get thirsty, you know.
Oh, I'm parched.
Yes. All right, vapor meme. That is a subgenre.
Vapor meme.
Yeah.
Okay, it says it seems like an indirect way of saying how seriously do you take. What is that in response to, though? Figure that out. Vapor meme, is that like blank goofy and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm
Or
not
it's
looking
like, I mean, they have Blood Wave on the chart. Blood Wave. I love that album though. It's great.
Really?
Yeah, Dream. It's awesome. It's fucking great.
I think I like that more than Future Funk on.
What? Really?
Yeah, I like when there's a sort of handshake agreement of the artist kind of being like, listen, here's what it is. This is exactly what you're getting. And like, it's going to be repetitive. It's going to be a lot of the same stuff. I like that. I think it's an honest day's work, I say. Give it an A.
Gets an A. Yay. All right.
Wave is great. Like, also that Brains album is great.
Of course. I love that.
I haven't heard the Subliminal Romance Part 2. I guess I should check that out.
Me too. Quiz0083 asks, question for Wiz, do you have any other video skit stuff planned? Pandemic notwithstanding. I get that plans are probably on hold.
Yes. I have been with my label doing more VHS releases, and you know, the type of stuff I do kind of fits with, hey, that could go on a VHS. So I do have stuff planned. I actually used, people were pretty supportive with some of the more recent releases that I put out, like when I put out the Divine Beats mini disc again. I used the money from that to buy a portable generator, so that way I can record stuff outside. Like record sets outside, doing, you know, DJ in the woods and stuff. So I'm going to be doing more skits that blend me doing sets with skits. And yeah, spring and summer are those are the times that I typically do that. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff planned. I write stupid ideas for skits all the time. Some of it makes it onto Twitter in those short videos I post on there, but a lot of it just goes into the like, yeah, that'll be funny. Like,
you know,
I write that stuff down.
That's how like I found you, was that one skit. It was so you were like on the stairs and
Oh, where my dad is saying
yes,
go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was hilarious. That's how I discovered you, and I fell in love with that. And
yeah, that was most of the good ideas I have come later than I'm supposed to be up. So like it'll be like 2 a.m, and I'll be like, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
On my phone. So I have a lot of notes on my phone. Wouldn't it be funny if? And then I like write down ideas for them. For a while, I was sending them to somebody, and I was like, "Yeah, wouldn't this be funny?" And they're like, "Yeah, what do you want me to do with this?" I don't know. Just tell me it's funny or something.
Do you think?
Ursula Cartridges asked, "Is vapor hop an approved subgenre?" If you're looking at, I think the only place I've seen it super like approved, and this is this is not a real thing. There was a while ago there was an image of the not this tier list, but there was the iceberg thing of vaporwave, and I edited it and I added vapor hop, and that one got shared a lot. So among 50 at least people, yes, it is approved. So there. I honestly think vapor hop is just another way of saying. I think it kind of goes along with vapor meme, but it's more focused on the hip hop side of things. Maybe I'm thinking more of. I mean, a lot of people that do vapor hop do more the vapor trap side of thing, but they don't really make the instrumentals trap. They just do vaporwave type sampling with a trap beat over it, and that's more hip hop. So I would say that is vapor hop. But yeah, I would say that it is. It's about the sample style. I think it is a subgenre of it. Hey, listen, buddy. On Bandcamp, my one claim to fame on Bandcamp, the news platform it is, it said the unlikely intersection of vaporwave and hip hop. So they think it is. I think it is. I think that's enough people. So yeah, I think it's real. It's just it doesn't get a lot of releases, so that's why it's not really considered as well.
Ask your opinion on like Bandcamp versus other platforms. I feel like Bandcamp is like, underrated, while like Spotify and all that stuff is, overrated. What do you think?
I think you make more money from being on Spotify if you're just going for streams, but if you release stuff physical, Bandcamp's the best way to go. Also, I just like Bandcamp better, They serve different purposes in an ecosystem of putting your music out there. Like you have to go through a distribution thing to get your music on Spotify. And even after that, like there's a whole game of, am I on the playlist for whatever, Vaporwave or Future Funk or something? And that's not even like that's not a thing that the artists control. So like you're talking about a platform where you have no agency other than to just put your stuff out there. Whereas Bandcamp, I feel like, is much more, especially with messaging, which people say suck, but like I like that you can message everybody that has bought your music. I like being able to see who bought your music, so you can know who to contact. And I like the way that you can search for new music on Bandcamp. I like the recommendation, thing.
I just feel like it's not mainstream enough, like it should be. Cause
I don't know if it will be. I don't know. I think it's indie and it's like more independent artists. I don't see anybody moving to Bandcamp from if they have they have another way of getting their physical stuff out there. Like if you have storefront access and you're getting your product into those stores, then you have no need for Bandcamp probably. Probably have a website that you sell your own stuff on outside of Bandcamp. But most vaporwave labels don't have that. What is it? Corespect has their own. A couple other ones have their own, but like it's few and far in between. So
yeah. Black Midi says,
right, yeah, you're right. But like the reason why you change names is because you want to differentiate one group from a different group. And although Chopped and Screwed music does already have that kind of vibe, it's different artists, different types of songs. I think the sampling method is similar, but I don't think that a lot of those songs are the same. Like Chopped and Screwed stuff, I find is a little more simplistic, not in a way that's bad. I mean, in the style that percussion is added to it. Whereas Vapor Hop, I think there's a little bit more focus on the effect beyond slowing and cutting. So I think they both have a place in it. Obviously, Chopped and Screwed has a lot more geographical. Like it's more located in a musical movement that existed somewhere in the real world. And vapor hop, I think, is completely born from people that might have listened to Chopped and Screwed, but wanted to appeal in a different way, I guess. So I think they both have a place in alongside each other, but they're like, you're right, they're like the closest. They're the closest of relatives in the grand scheme of things. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Black Mini, for your input. That was nice. Hello, pop culture. Hi. Let's go on. Vapor Trap. What do you think about that?
Vapor Trap, I think I would put in the same score as Future Funk. Not for the same reason though. I'd put it in B. Mostly because Vapor Trap, there's so few good releases. Like there's not that many artists that are doing it well, and I don't think there's that many artists doing it in the first place. A lot of people, like I said, might call it what they're doing Vapor Trap, but it's not really, you know, what I guess a purist would call Vapor Trap, you know, sample free Vapor Trap. So I would put it in the B column there.
I totally understand that. That was a good explanation. I agree with.
Like, what do you think? It's Blank Banshee and Vapor, right?
Yeah.
Beyond that, and even the new, I'm not gonna even talk about that. But yeah, because it's such a small group of, and I think that also like trap is very derivative of itself, and when you're not using samples where that would be the like avenue for expansion, when you're doing good stuff and you're not using samples and you're doing the same type of instrumentation as somebody else, it's a very constraining form. Like relying on triplets really limits the type of rhythms that you can access. It's like, I think that it established itself early enough that it has a lot of recognition for the major releases it has, but I don't think it has aged into becoming a larger thing. I think it's kind of stayed in its own little pocket there.
Yeah, I agree. But I feel like Vapor and Blank Banshee, because of what they've created for themselves, like they will go on and like, you know, but for newer artists, it's going to be a lot harder for them. Yeah,
like there's no way you can escape the shadow of those two artists. That's
exactly.
So like any new artist coming in, it's like you're gonna sound. Unless somebody comes up with something new, like that'd be cool. But like if you're not, then you're gonna be sounding derivative.
Exactly.
Which some people have sent me Vapor Trap albums, and it's like, all right, well this sounds like a less good produced version of Vapor. So like why? I mean, not everybody has to be professional at that level, but if you're just going for a vibe and you just recreate that, then it's like, well, I think I want to hear something a little more new, I guess.
Yeah, I totally understand you. I hear you. Torch 2424, aka Groovy Kaiju, love this guy. Question first. Hi, you are awesome. I got so much respect for you, homie. But I wanted to ask, since we're talking about vaporwave and hip hop, what elements do you?
My butt. So much respect for you, but
I don't think he meant it in that way. Hip hop. And hip hop share. Oh God, I'll just repeat what I was going.
Sorry, cut you off there.
What elements do you think Vapor and hip hop share, and which elements do you think make them different? Happy face.
I mean, in terms of what they share, there's the obvious sampling side of things. I think for the way that the samples are applied are a bit different. Like you're gonna hear more in vaporwave sampling. Well, I guess I'll start with hip hop because they were doing sampling much earlier than vaporwave even existed. Going back to like just grabbing small pieces of a song to repeat and then put a beat over. It was very utilitarian in the way that the sample was used. Like it was to be the music bed that they would put the beat over. So I think that ethos is what carries, on into hip hop and instrumental hip hop today. Whereas I think the sampling side of vaporwave is much more liberal with the ways that it can be applied. You have some samples going over the 8 bars and then going into the first beat of a next bar. You have people experimenting more with that because the focus isn't necessarily I'm going to throw a beat over this. And in some cases in vaporwave, they don't actually do anything to put a new beat over it. They accentuate parts of the beat that already exists, so they kind of just touch up parts of it. I guess that for me that's the biggest difference with hip hop and vaporwave, is the application of samples and the interplay with the beat. Like that's the big deal. Big difference for me, I think. I make a lot of instrumental hip hop, so
Yeah.
I noticed if I'm doing like a vapor hop song in particular, I focus way more on the instrument and the sample manipulation, echoes and delays and reverbs and stuff. But when I'm doing something that I'm really kind of like putting into that instrumental hip hop category, I focus way more on the drum production. And the beats tend to be more complex for me when I do an instrumental hip hop song, because I know somebody expects the repetition of the sample,
Wow.
and they want to hear what I can do with a beat. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow, okay. Like, that's interesting. Yeah, I've noticed in your vapor hop, it's like really interesting the samples you use. And some of them I have heard before, and how you make that completely your own. I have heard yeah.
With other people.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun of it. Like, I always go back and forth, like, oh, they did the same sample as I did, or I did the same sample as them. It's like, all right, so how many people are going to sample the system? I think I've done it, George Clanton has done it, maybe 50 other artists have done it. Trash Ghost has done it, I think, too.
Well, that's like sampling. That's like the literal what it is.
That's the cool thing about it. Like, you're going to get different interpretations, based on what the person wants to do with the song. And and
it's cool how like that's what's cool about this like scene and genre vaporwave, and how it's sample based, and how so different the songs are to what they sampled, and like a completely different like creation, even though that like they've taken from like other songs or other works, and it's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's recontextualization of something that existed before. That the weird thing, I think, is that what are the chances somebody's going to go back and listen to that original? Like, if you're a fan of vaporwave, you probably haven't. In most cases, you've never heard the original. So this is the original for you. It's a recontextualization, which is the original for you. And I think that replacing of something that was like a synthetic, like this was a big studio album, or even a small studio album. Like, this was a for-profit song that somebody made, and now you've reclaimed it for, your own device that you're going to give out. Most people on Bandcamp just give their music away for free digitally, and on SoundCloud as well. So like, taking that back and kind of claiming things as like, hey, I'm interpreting it this way, and it's free now. Like, I think that's a cool, disruption of ego in a song's original context.
Yeah, it's a beautiful world of music. All right, back to the tier list. Faux Utopian.
Faux Utopian. So, the difference between that and Utopian Virtual, what is the difference there? Let's see. So I feel like I might be thinking of one when I'm thinking of the other. Utopian Virtual, where's Faux? Okay. All right. I think. You want to know what I think? Here's the thing. You want to know?
Yes, I want to know. Give it to me.
What I think. All right, no need to be weird about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll back up.
My grandmother might listen to this. No, okay, we're doing Faux Utopian, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like the sample manipulation in Faux Utopian, I think probably the best out of all vaporwave genres. I think I keep going to this idea, like, it's not that there's dishonest music. I'm sure there are dishonest musicians, but I find that the playfulness of Faux Utopian music is rooted in a this is for fun kind of thing. Even if there's a statement behind it, it's like this is for fun and this is very authentic in that regard. So I would put this at I'm gonna give it a D. I'm gonna give it a D.
No.
I'm just kidding. I would give this an S. I think you can't ignore how
Wow.
probably the most important, I want to say, most important vaporwave genre. Even though I don't do music in this genre, I don't think many people do, but I think this is probably the one that is one of the foundational genres.
Definitely. And I'm really surprised anything's an S tier, but I'm not surprised it would be that. Faux Utopian.
Yeah, I like its aesthetic appeal as well. I like the art that a lot of artists put into it. It has a very almost like there's a darker underside to it, but like it's very bright and colorful. I don't have any negatives with that. Every time I've listened to an album that comes into this category, I don't find myself skipping many songs. If it's one of the tentpole albums in that, mostly because I'm just interested to hear what they're gonna do, and I'm invested in it because they've made gotten me to buy into it. Black Mini says if Echo Jams is an S tier, I'm gonna rage quit. You want to do that one next?
Yeah, let's do it. Where are we putting it?
Tier, that sucks. No, Echo Jams is good too. S tier. He's right.
S tier.
I don't want to assume gender. I don't know Black Midi, but they are right.
That's great. 2 S tier. Wow. Awesome. Mallsoft. I kind of want to do that one next. I love Mallsoft. I truly do.
You're a sucker for Mallsoft. You can tell by my tone. I'm not gonna give it. It's not getting an S tier.
I know.
Okay. What will this get? Okay, I thought you put it up there. You got
oh no, I wouldn't. This is your
Mallsoft. Okay, in terms of preference, I really don't like much Mallsoft. I know that some people really vibe with it because it's so backgroundy, so vibey, so like puts you in a place. However, I find that Mallsoft is
oh, I love that.
Just a little bit. Now I can't turn it off. There we go. I find that it's a little too boring. I find that there are a couple Cat System Corp albums I love, and they really put you in a place. And I think that the rest of it is not very up to snuff. I don't think it's the same level.
I understand, but there is more than Cat System Corp. I'm so bad with fucking names. But okay, you know what? It's fine. Where are we putting this?
I feel bad putting this anything lower. Like if I put this in C, then that means it's not as high as late night lo-fi.
We can move late night lo-fi.
Sell me on what's another artist that does Mallsoft that you would recommend? I'll look at the chart. Mallsoft.
I'm really bad with names.
Plaza. That's a great. Oh, you know what though? That Groceries album is really good. You know what? There are.
No.
I mean, it's so weird. I consider these more like I don't know what you call them. So much stuff has kind of fallen out of the subgenre into classic vaporwave for me, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know if it's the same for anybody in the chat, where something transcends its own subgenre to become like a staple of a year rather than a genre, a genre. So I like some of this stuff really just falls into like vaporwave, like that category, like 2014, 2016 vaporwave. So like stuff like that Groceries album, that Hologram Plaza. Uh, but you know what? In years since 2016, I don't know. Somebody said limousine. Nice.
I'm bad with names.
There
I
was,
can't
there was an
come.
okay limousine. I mean, I love most limousine stuff. He did a Mallsoft album. I think it was called Omega Mall, and it just was not as. I didn't like it as much as his other stuff. I think if I'm gonna listen to that kind of music, I would go for more conceptual ambient music. Like I don't know, like even old stuff, like music for airports or something, like Brian Eno stuff. I
I get
really like
that.
concept albums, and I like that most Mallsoft does have a very strong concept, but I don't know how interested I am in seeing those concepts all the way through a full album. That's like most of them are like are longer albums, so I don't really see myself getting to the end of most Mallsoft albums.
Well, I understand that. I feel like it is, if anything, I mean, in my opinion, I guess it would be like in the same space as like late night, because it does the same thing for me. It's like relaxing. It's really relaxing, and I do enjoy listening to Mallsoft a lot when I want to.
I feel like I'm gonna hate myself for this later, but I say, I say we move. I say we move. Oh man.
It's okay. It's okay.
And I
We're
think
good.
we move late night lo-fi to C, and then put Mallsoft in C as well, because I feel like they're in the same realm for me. And yeah, I think I'm comfortable with that. Put them both in C.
All right.
I know there are some great late night lo-fi albums, but like when I compare them, like I kind of feel the same way about these.
It's not bad. That's
Nah,
okay.
you know what? I'm thinking differently. Slap late night lo-fi and B, Mallsoft and C. There we go.
Okay. We're okay.
I agree with Black Midi. Like, I love ambient music. I don't want to be in a mall. I want to be in a mall, and it's like I grew up in an era where we would go to the mall every weekend. I've spent enough time of my life in a mall. It's not a time I want to revisit. And even if it is, that's not really the feeling I got when I was in those. So it's like the concept is a little lost on me.
I don't remember the name, but I'll explain it. There's this movie from the 80s.
Yeah, you already did. Sorry, what'd you do?
I want to know if you've ever watched this movie. I don't know the name, but there's this movie from the 80s where there are these robots in a mall chopping mall. It is so good. It's a good. Well, it's not like amazing, but it's good. I love it. I love the ride.
It's a. I believe that's a canon film, so that's like it's like like B tier schlock horror movie. It's fun. It's exactly, it does what it wants to do. There's some really cool kills in that movie too. I love watching horror movies, and that's like it's in the garbage pile, but it's like the one you'll pick off the top of the garbage pile and be like, I'm gonna watch this. That's like a 5-second rule.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out iClick, or Will from iClick, who recommended me that movie. He was on the money.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, Utopian Virtual, or sorry, I'm Hypnagogic Drift. Let's go from start to bottom. Oh, God, I'm so bad with talking. It's fine.
Hypnagogic Drift. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hypnagogic Drift. It's a tough word. What would be in that? It's not even on here. What do you count as? Oh, there it is. That Laserdisc Visions album is really good. And that Golden Living Room album is really good. I've listened to that Night Drive album a while ago, but I don't remember it. But I mean, Laserdisc Visions on its own, if that's the standard bearer for it, like, yeah, that's. I mean, I really like that. I feel like I could throw on stuff like that anyway, anytime. I just feel like it's weird, and I really like weird sounding stuff.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
like the kind of stuff where you listen to it and you're trying to figure it out while you listen to it. So I'm gonna put
love
that
that
one
shit.
in A tier.
A tier. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree.
If Hypnagogic Drift is Slush Wave, that's an A for me.
I can see it kind of evolving. I heard Hypnagogic Drift before I heard people start saying Slush Wave all the time. And it kind of started taking up the same part of the conversation in Vaporwave. So I guess, yeah. Yeah, I can see it kind of the term evolved into that. Yeah, that's an A tier for me, I think. All right, what's the next one? Or do you want to do a question? If anybody, let's see, anything not on this list other than Ocean Grunge and Dream Punk. There's a bunch of stuff not on this, but these are the main ones, I think.
Yeah. I just threw this together. I'm sorry, Colin.
No. This is the major stuff.
Yeah.
And having that chart available, the website available is good to kind of bounce what do I think it is versus what that person thinks it is.
Exactly. Broken Transmission.
Broken Transmission. D tier. D tier. Never been for me. D tier is experimental, and I'm sure people do feel like it gives them a vibe. But I find it not rewarding at all. Like, I don't get anything from it, and I don't get anything new from a repeat listen. I don't want to slip too much, but I don't even know anybody that does that type of music, so it's not like they're gonna come for my head.
Well, Mesh.
Is that Broken Transmission?
That is.
I don't know. I have that album in so many different. I'm on mini disc. I like it when the experiment is put to a rhythm, but when it's like, hey, we're gonna flip through a bunch of stations on a trucker CB and stuff like that. The erraticness of it, I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like some of the erraticness of it is too pretentious.
I understand.
Like, they thought it was something, and I'm like, I can see you thought this was something, but I don't like. And it's not that I'm not trying, but I don't think that it is what you think. Yeah. Sorry for anybody that. I do love Mesh though. I do. But I feel like that's a rare occasion where somebody's ego is not at the forefront, and it's not like a experiment gone wrong kind of thing. I feel like there's a sort of I don't know, confluence of idea and execution in Mesh. But again, like what Black Midi's saying, I don't know if I ever really considered him that.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't really put a name to what Mesh does because it's so different and it's interesting.
I think the best artists are like that, where you can't say what it is really. So I put it in that category, but like I never thought of it that way, and because I don't lump it in with the stuff I don't like that much.
Yeah, I totally understand. All right, our last one, Utopian Virtual, and this half speed's pretty up there, right? I mean, it's okay.
S tier.
Yes.
S tier, baby.
Yes.
That's stuff. That is the best. That's the cream
good
of the crop.
shit. Yes.
That's the best stuff. there's not a single album when I hear that it's like it's really trying to capture that like era of synthesized music, minimalist approach. It's just so it's so hard to get wrong. And that doesn't make, and the good thing about it that I think keeps it in the S tier is like because it's hard to get wrong when you have that vision going in. I mean, I'm sure people have done it wrong, but it's so good when it's right. Like I think my favorite, I go back and forth between my favorite vaporwave albums being either the Iacon Dissonance album or Eyeliner. There's two that I really like. I really like LARP of Luxury, but High Fashion Mood Music is good too. But By Now is my favorite, I think. Like it's so good, and it really just puts me. That's like the only subgenre of vaporwave that I think just puts me in a good mood, like an actual, like I feel better listening to this. And yeah, big claps. Oh, I think you're talking about for the tier list.
Yeah, big claps.
I just like the clap sounds they use in music. You know the ones I'm talking about, the Casio ones or the Juno type claps that just sound like so like they didn't have a lot of space for the sound of a clap, so it's like clap and then like as soon as they can cut it off, they like dither it right away. So it's like that clap, you know?
Yes, yeah.
So that's top tier.
Exactly.
If I had to pick one, I would just pick that.
Yeah, I feel like you could honestly put just that in S tier. I mean, in my opinion, Utopian Virtual S tier, and everything else could just be anywhere.
Yeah, go back to the tier list for a second.
Okay, got it.
I'm feeling a shake up. I'm shaking it up here. Go back to that tier list so I can see what I want to move down. I don't want to be too harsh on it, but like if it's that far above, doesn't everything else need to go down?
You're right.
I'm gonna move one out of the S tier. I'm gonna move one out. I'm not on the Twitch. I guess I have to refresh. Hold on.
Well, we have Faux Utopian, Eco Jams, and Utopian Virtual.
Did you bring it up? I can't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. If I were gonna move one down, it would be. You say Eco Jams. I've always said Echo Jams because it sounds echoey, but there's no H, so it could be Eco, like the dolphin.
Yeah, it's like Data Girl or Data Girl. It's whatever. I don't know.
It could be on A, but you know what? I feel like it's a step above all the stuff in A. Nah, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this list.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Mallsoft.
I feel bad for Mallsoft.
Broken transition. I do feel bad for Mallsoft, but that's how it
hurts.
It crumbles, you know?
I listen to more Mallsoft than late night lo-fi, but that's just a me thing.
Sorry, Mallsoft.
It's alright. We're okay.
Hey, you know what? This will be quick. Let's rank all the Sonic characters.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That would be like another 3 hours. That would be like another hour, honestly. Just ranking.
I'm joking.
Yeah. Have you even played all of them?
I've played not as much as Randy. Honestly, I know Randy hates this and probably Disco hates this too, but I think the platforming in Sonic is sloppy. Some people say they know what they're doing when they're playing, and I don't think they do. The music is...
I mean, I don't get it. I haven't played.
The music is legendary, but I think the gameplay is run to the right. I mean, Mario, you could say the same thing about Mario, but Mario changed in a lot more better ways. Anyway, we're not talking about Sonic.
I really want to know, like, what is your favorite anime and what is your favorite video game? Because we only have a few minutes, and that's something I personally just want to know. Okay,
favorite anime. I guess I have two. If I'm feeling sincere, I really like Great Teacher Onizuka. That's why I wanted to become a teacher, is because I was like, oh wow, teachers get to punch people, and no, I didn't think that. I think that's very dated looking now. It was not well funded, and they reuse a lot of the same sounds, but it has the most heart out of anything I've seen. And that's what I really like about certain anime stories, as compared to American cartoons, where like there's way more of an emotional depth to the characters in anime. So great tutor. Great teacher Onizuka is great. I watched the live action of it too. I think I cried during both. So.
Oh wow! So the live action actually did well.
Good. Yeah, the live action is really
surprising.
Good. Surprisingly good. The story is a little bit different in places, but when it's the same, it's like wow, they really captured. I mean, obviously, you're not going to see Akichi Onizuka running down the side of a building to catch somebody. You can't do that in real life. But the stuff that he does, and I feel like there's a deeper kind of like the ways that he helps the students is better in that. And a shout out to I really like Gundam. Gundam 0083 Stardust Memories is probably my favorite. And Gundam Wing are both good. 8th MS Team is good too. And a lot of Gundam, but anything before Gundam Gundam Seed, that's when it kind of fell off for me. What was the other question? Best. So that's
favorite video game.
Favorite video game.
Yeah.
I guess I'd tie between Earthbound and Persona 4 Golden.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Interesting.
I like
Yeah.
school-based stuff. I work in a school. I like watching anime about school. I like playing games about school. Yeah, the music in Persona 4 Golden is just so catchy and like so unabashedly like upbeat for such a story with like even though it's lighter, it's the lightest of the Persona games in terms of the themes. It's a happier feeling one. But you got characters dying and people dealing with death and their own, owning their own mortality and their own like life aspirations. So I really like games that have characters with that kind of depth to it.
That's awesome. I've heard of Persona, and I've heard great things about Persona. I really want to play it because
like as much as Persona 4 just because of the characters, I think. It's really great. I think I was talking to you last summer when I was playing Persona 5.
I think so,
like,
yeah.
It took me forever. I like games that like, I mean, even though I collect games and can never get to all the games I collect, I love games that take like 80 plus hours. If it has a gameplay loop that can last that long and keep you into it, like that's where your money's worth.
All right, well, it's 10:01. You want to shout out anything that you have coming, you have out right now?
I have a couple copies of this left, like maybe like 10. I put my copies of because a lot of people wanted it. The Kid Aristides album. It's a split of Atone and Final Fantasy IV soundtrack, and they redid the most of Final Fantasy IV soundtrack using their own instruments, synthesizers and stuff. Also, let me grab this real quick. It's down on the floor over here. Also, I have this album by Stevia Sphere coming out soon. That's coming out on the 28th this month, and I did 2 remixes on that. So those haven't been released yet, and so the only place that they're going to be is on that tape. And I've been a fan of Stevia Sphere's live sets for they do all of their own visual stuff, and they make their own like CG characters. It's just so like cute that I like immediately wanted to like grab the whatever a label does, grab the rights to it. So there's a VHS of their set coming out alongside that, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's this weekend.
Hell yeah! I'm super fucking excited. Let's go. Oh, yeah, and my next podcast next week is going to be with Bad Dreams, an up-and-coming artist. Hope to see you guys there.
It better not be mall soft.
It's not.
Oh, no.
I planned in ahead, like, right when we were doing this podcast and you were talking shit about Mallsoft, I was like, all right, I can't ever have anyone who makes Mallsoft.
You're a C tier. Oh, you know what? I'm really
just
sorry.
kidding.
I forgot to plug that I have an album coming out soon. I'm working on it diligently. Listen, if John is in the chat, I'm working on it, okay? It takes a long time to get this art. I have this person that I'm working with doing a lino cut, like where you carve the stuff out for the art. And I'm like so excited. They're doing an amazing like hands-on DIY thing. So that's coming out soon. And it's the album is called Last Words. That's going to be my next album for Wizard of Loneliness.
Hell yeah. And you guys can check Wizard of Loneliness in those links I just put in chat. And, well, have a good night. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Colin. You are the best. You rock. We have to watch movies. I'm calling you out. Let's get on that movie grind.
Yeah, remember when you fell asleep when we watched Mad Max?
Oh my god, yeah. But I mean, it was late.
And then I lied and said I fell asleep too.
You lie?
I didn't fall asleep. Because it's one of my favorite movies.
Oh my god.
I just told you, you were like, it was kind of boring. And I was like,
trap
yeah.
music and drum and bass and big beat and things like that.
That's what kind of friend I am. I won't tell you till a year later that I was really awake and you were asleep.
How? I feel really bad right now. You just put that all on me.
Don't worry about it. So I guess you're gonna have to have me on next week too.
Just every week till I gain your forgiveness. Yeah.
Nah, it's always cool hanging out with you. So
yeah.
You don't have to do it on a stream or whatever. We can just hang out sometime.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, everyone in chat. You all have a good night. Bye-bye.